When Cyber Weekend rolled around, I had 21 rank 4s, however only 2 of them happened to be Cosmic. Those 2 happened to be Vox, who is a pure attacker, and Dark Phoenix, who is more of a pure defender with some nice offensive value as well. And I had a couple good options on my Cosmic roster to rank. I had options like this rank 3 already Sig 200 Deathless Thanos. I also had a rank 3 Sig 75 Serpents that I could easily take to Sig 200 with the influx of Sig Stones that the sale offered. However, I wanted to do something different. I wanted to do something I've wanted to do for a long time, but of course the Sig Stone economy was never strong enough to support it. And obviously, that is taking Null to rank 4 Sig 200. I don't need that Serpent, I don't need the Deathless Thanos, I need the Null. And so I got the Null. And Null is incredibly strong. You might not even realize how strong Null is. I'm going to put a few fights in this video, not show all my cards yet because I'm going to have other videos with this rank 4 Null come out later. But in essence, he is incredibly strong at rank 4 Sig 200. And so you're going to see this quick fight against Red Skull here to see what he can do in a Battlegrounds health pool. And the main reason you want Null at Sig 200 is because of that Battlegrounds health pool, because that Sig is what makes him viable for short fights. You need those Living Abyss debuffs that come at the start of the fight to be online as fast as possible, and then you can eventually get your corruption going immediately once you hit 1 bar of power, and then you'll have enough armor breaks to take the opponent down relatively quick. And so that's exactly what's going to happen against this Red Skull here as I go into the corruption mode, and then Red Skull is just getting absolutely wiped away, and I can finish it with a special 1 without even needing the big special 2 to place another 10 armor breaks and do all the extra bleed damage. Now there is something about Null that I want to talk about that I don't see discussed too often, and that is how he works as a defender in Battlegrounds. Because yes, he obviously can reduce your offensive combat power rate. You want to anti-bait his special 1, and if he does drop that special 1, then you're in a bit of a rough spot because of the corruption and invert controls and all that crap that just is really annoying. But his tankiness is what I want to focus on. Now, Null doesn't have an insanely high base health, but if we do the math here, and we put in his base health at rank 4, and then add the 300%, which is the node for Battlegrounds for defenders, then we get to 415,000. But we're not done yet, because we're going to add an extra 36% to that. And the reason for that is because we're reducing the attacker's attack rating by 36% if you have the Inequity Mastery. And if you are a competitive BG's player, you are at all times running the Inequity Mastery. And so that gives us just over 565,000 hit points on this Null. And also doing the math, if you take the largest health pool in the game right now, which is a rank 4 Sig 200 Sasquatch, he has just 10,000 hit points less than this Null does. So in essence, Null is one of, if not the biggest health pool in BGs if you are running the Inequity Mastery. Furthermore, let's take a look at the Mystic class right now. Like, this is my Mystic roster, and you'll notice that most of the Mystics at the top ranks roster are going to be champs who counter buffs, right? Because that's the threats that Serpents, that Dark Phoenix, Maestro, Deathless Thanos have created. You want series buff control in one way or another, whether it's neutralize, fate seal, or just flat out nullify. That's what you want. But Null is interesting because he doesn't care if you have buff control or not. Null is going to try to mess with you on defense in a different way. He's going to invert your controls, he's going to reduce your attack rating, making him a brick wall, and he's going to reduce your offensive combat power rate, making the accessibility to those specials that those Mystics really want very different. And so if these meta Mystics right now aren't really able to enhance their kit by countering buffs, that just makes Null one of the bigger threats in BGs. One of the biggest threats in this Cosmic class. Because while all of these Mystics can take Null, they aren't taking advantage of his kit, so they are going to be objectively slower. Now, I'm saying this with full knowledge that yes, a 7-star Absorbing Man is coming next month, and you know what? Fine, that's one champ. Dracula also has the ability to increase his attack rating for armor breaks on him. Honestly, no one's going to be running Dracula in their BG's checks. He's not very good. But Null is still going to be Null after those champs happen. Because yes, Absorbing Man's going to be a commonly run BG's champ, but he's also just one champ. You can still make Null work otherwise. And let's not forget how ridiculous he is on attack, as you're going to see in the next fight. But you might just still be asking why. Like, why rank Null over Serpent or Thanos, who are just objectively better champions for a Battlegrounds deck? And if I want to be in competitive Battlegrounds, wouldn't I just rank them instead? And the answer, quite simply, is I don't care. I just want to have fun with my Null. I'm still going to try to be competitive in BGs, but I'm still going to make the off-meta rank ups that I want to, and still try to push in BGs with them. And I wouldn't really call Null off-meta, but having a Serpent and a Deathless Thanos that aren't rank 4 definitely is. So, in essence, it is kind of off-meta. But either way, it's not to say that Serpent and Deathless Thanos won't go to rank 4 eventually. They probably will one day, but right now, it's Null's turn. And I'm probably not going to rank 4 Serpent or Deathless Thanos until at least the year is over. So, I got an entire season of BGs to be pushing with Null as one of my 3 champs at rank 4 in the Cosmic class. And also, it's not just BGs. BGs isn't everything, and I can just do stupid, ridiculous stuff like we're doing here against this Iron Man Infinity War with my Null, where we just do an absolute crap ton of damage, because Null is one of the best long-form champions in the entire game. I prefer using him over Serpent and Deathless Thanos for long-form content, but that's just because I want to play Null more. I think he's a much cooler-looking character, which might be a hot take, might not be. I know there's a lot of big Null fans out there. But yeah, like, I just wanted to rank a Null, and that's exactly what happened. And I think he can do really cool stuff. Like, I'm gonna put out some more content on him eventually, because I know he's really strong and I want to show you guys that. But this is just to say, like, you can still be competitive in different ways. Like, you don't have to have that Serpent at rank 4. You don't have to have that Thanos at rank 4 to be pushing in BGs. And I don't think me rank 4ing Null is going to stop me from reaching those goals. So, anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Be on the lookout for more Null content soon. Because, yeah, I'm just really happy that he's finally here. And thankfully, the Sigstone economy kind of boomed with Cyber Weekend, so it made sense to do it. So, thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you in the next video.